Hello everybody, good morning. Tuesday, beautiful day here in the Evangelical Nature Reserve. We've got a children's party on at the moment, so if they come running, screaming through the gardens, that's just part of the joy of being in Evangelical. The Sermon on the Mount, the words of Jesus. I don't think we pay enough attention to the words of Jesus, especially when he calls his disciples together and says, guys, this is how I want you to live. This is what I want you to be. You know, we read Paul, and Paul's passages are great, and we reflect on them, and they challenge us. But, you know, we really, at the end of the day, got to come back to Jesus. And what did Jesus say? So yesterday, Monday, we thought briefly about the Beatitudes, the blessed are those who know their need of God, that whole series. Let me say a few words this morning about the words of Jesus spoken to his disciples, and therefore to you and to me. So if you say, I'm a Christian, which hopefully you do say, hear this word from Jesus. You are the salt of the earth. And if salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. So there is Jesus speaking directly to you and to me. You are to be salt. Now, what does salt do? We can think of a number of purposes of salt. Salt adds flavor. Imagine food without salt. It would be plain, it would be boring. And think of that. Are you a salty human being, a salty Christian? Where you live, in your home, in your street, in your community, do you add something to it, precisely because you just want to honor the Lord Jesus? So salt adds flavor. Think about that one today. Salt preserves. Most of us, if our teeth will allow it, like biltong. And biltong is meat that has been cured, as it were, by salt, and it's drawn the dampness out, and it's dry, but it does that in order to preserve that meat. Imagine if we drew every Christian away from this world. Imagine, just everything. There was no sign of any Christian whatsoever, no Christian ethics, no Christian belief, no Christian churches, nothing. What would we be left with in terms of a society? Would it really begin, if the picture of the salt is true, that you and I are to be salt, and therefore salt preserves? Is there a sense of preservation, that because there are Christians around, this society is better? There's a stability. Because you are a Christian, is there a sense of stability in your home, with your children? They know that mum and dad, or whatever your role may be, solid. Salt of the earth. And if salt loses its saltiness, says Jesus, what happens then? It's no good really, except to be tossed. Let's just ask God to make us saltier than many of us are. Today, Tuesday, let's add value. Let's be the kind of people, because we are around, that the whole community is just better for us followers and believers of Jesus. Now, I'm sure there's a lot more that can be said about salt, but there are just two things. God be with you. Remember the words of Jesus. You are to be salt today.